Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. I hope everyone had a great Christmas and New Year. I'm here with my promised Q&A video. This is the first one I've ever done on the channel. I think I tried to do them a few times, but I just never got around to actually filming it. Finally here, actually doing one. I'm really excited. I haven't read any of the questions yet, because it's going to be, a fresh response from me. So yeah, let's get right into the Q&A. Alright guys, so I am looking at the questions on my laptop now, and the first question here is from Kieran B123, and it's, what is your favourite TV show of all time? Of all time, it's got to be Dad's Army. I love that show. It's a BBC comedy set in World War II in England. It's very, very funny. They are actually doing a reboot. They're doing a film this year actually coming up, which is kind of like just a reboot of the first film they ever did. Of course, it's not going to have the original cast or anything like that, but it still looks pretty good. But yeah, that's my favourite TV show of all time. If you're talking about TV shows that are on right now, I'd probably go with Game of Thrones. It's just the most rewatchable for me. I think it's got the best characters in it, the best settings, stuff like that. I know they recently just announced the release date for season 6. I think it's April 24th. I think I'm right there. Yeah, that should be really cool. So yeah, hope that answered your question. I think he actually asked one more. He said, what TV shows do you think are overrated? People might hate me on this one. Walking Dead. Now, I do own The Walking Dead. I have the first 4 seasons. I've only watched the first 2 seasons. Honestly, I think you really have to be in a certain mood to watch that series. Because I think if you're not, it can get really boring. And even if you are into it, I can only be into it for like a week straight. Like, I can't just watch it and watch it and watch it. I just get really bored by it. I think it's quite a slow series. And I know people could say the same thing about Game of Thrones, but it's not as intriguing or as interesting as Game of Thrones, to me at least. So I would say maybe Walking Dead is a bit overrated. I know there is some people that say, some seasons are terrible, some seasons are great. Or seasons, sorry. Like, I think some people say season 5 wasn't very good. But yeah, so I think honestly Walking Dead is a little bit overrated at the moment. So yeah, thanks for the questions, pal. That was really good. Next up, the Culture Freak asked, hey mate, hope it's all is well. It is. Here are some questions. Question 1, being from Belgium and an 80s kid growing up with Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, he is from Belgium too. Do you like any of his movies? I think I watched one recently, Time Cop. That was very good. I remember, I think my uncle recommended it to me. Really good film. I really enjoyed that. Is there a Blu-ray release for that? I'm not sure because I had to borrow it from him. Yeah, so I've seen that. I think that's the only solo film I've seen from him. Of course, he was in The Expendables 2, which is a great film as well from recent years. So those are the only 2 I think I've seen with him in, unless he's maybe starred in something else, I just can't remember. Question 2 is, what genres do you like to watch the most? Easily war, western, and superhero. Just the most rewatchable for me. Western kind of got me into films properly and started collecting. Kind of the same thing with war, kind of just came, kind of after I started watching some classic war films. Superhero films, of course, Marvel and DC have, blown up the last few years, with the Phase 1 and Phase 2 and all that. I just watched Winter Soldier last night for like the 8th time, and it doesn't lose its impact on me, so yeah, my favourite Marvel film. But yeah, I can easily watch them, a lot of the times, if you ask me, a couple of days straight, it'll be one of those genres. So yeah, that was a really good question. Question 3, what are the movies you rewatch every year? A lot of times when I watch a film, I don't really plan on watching films. It's just if I'm, like, I'll plan to watch a film, but I won't know what it is. It'll just be what I'm in the mood for. But there is, of course, certain films that I do watch every year. I usually have a marathon of the Dark Knight trilogy. I usually do that. Again, the Marvel films, I usually have like a little marathon of them. I always watch Star Wars. Of course, last year with the run-up to The Force Awakens, I certainly did. yeah, so like just the main stuff, you know, the Marvel stuff, Star Wars, um, The Hurt Locker. I seem to watch that quite often as well. So I definitely watch that, you know, a few times a year. Um, you know, Martin Scorsese's films I watch, you know, yearly. I kind of have again an hour marathon of that. I like having marathons on certain stuff, like either a genre or an actor or director. Like Martin Scorsese is very good because you can do Casino, Departed, Goodfellas, Wolf of Wall Street, all that stuff, Taxi Driver. So yeah, those are pretty much the ones I watch every year because yeah, they're just some of my favorite directors, actors, all that. And his last question was favorite comedy movies. My currently favorite comedy is Get Him to the Greek. Really enjoy that film. I think it's hilarious. I can easily rewatch that. I think I watched it like 5 times last year within, I think, 6 months. I just was crazy about that film. I was really enjoying that. The Heat with Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy. I know people aren't a fan of Melissa McCarthy, but I love the comedy or the humor type that she does. I just think she's a really funny woman. You know, it's like Russell Brand from, you know, Get Him to the Greek. They're very controversial. People like them. It's either you like them or you hate them. It really is. But yeah, I love those two. What else is there? Dodgeball. That's a great film. I remember seeing that when I was in like primary school. I remember seeing that. That was hilarious. Superbad. Really funny. That's a really good one. So yeah, there's some of my favorite comedies. Next up is Damn Movie Vision. He asked, what is my favorite war film? There's so many. There's so many. There's some great modern day war films, and also going back to, you know, the classic ones. Off the top of my head, I'd probably say Saving Private Ryan, just because I think it's one of the most well-made films out there. The quality of the film is just fantastic of how it's made. Of course, the opening scene is like the highlight of the film. But even the battle at the end is awesome as well. So I think in terms of that, I would say Saving Private Ryan. There's some great other ones that I love to death as well. Like We Were Soldiers is just a fantastic film. The Hurt Locker as well. That's a modern day one. That's a brilliant film. I think that won Best Picture as well. The Longest Day with John Wayne and all that, you know, going way back, that's a great film. Of course, Full Metal Jacket, Platoon, you know, just the big ones are just awesome. But I'd say if I had to pick one, it'd probably be Saving Private Ryan. Okay, so next up we have the Blu-ray Kid. He has 5 questions. Number 1 was, what's your favourite movie of all time? I've said this a few times, Zulu, easily my favourite film. I think it was the film that kind of got me into films. Not as collecting, but as watching. That was definitely one of the ones that I kind of realised how much I actually enjoyed film. You know, I watched it with my dad one time and it was just awesome. I loved the film. You know, Stanley Baker, Michael Caine. It was Michael Caine's first ever film as well. Yeah, you know, I have 2 copies of it on Blu-ray. It's just, it'll never change, I don't think. It'll never ever change. And I know, you know, people say, oh, this is my favourite film, this is my favourite film. I can say favourite film for genre or actor, but I can't say it of all time because that would be a lie if I did. I don't think anything will ever take Zulu. If you haven't watched it, give it a watch. It's brilliant. I think it's hard to get in America, if I'm not right. If I'm right in saying, because I think I went on Amazon and it wasn't too common to get. I know they have Zulu Dawn, which I really want to get on Blu-ray. It was like the sequel. But try and just find it somewhere and watch. Even import it from the UK, it's dirt cheap. Most anticipated movie of 2016. There's a lot. There really is quite a lot that I'm really looking forward to. I think the number 1 right now is Captain America Civil War. You know, being a massive fan of Winter Soldier, I mean, that's in my top 20 films now. You know, I never thought Marvel would actually get in my top 20, but it easily has because I can watch it pretty much anytime I want. It never loses its impact with me, so I would easily say Civil War is probably my number 1 right now, which is quite surprising to me because I thought Batman Superman would do it. Honestly, the trailers haven't impressed me for that film. If I'm being brutally honest, it really hasn't. And I like how Jesse Eisenberg is in it. I think I like him. I watched The Social Network a few weeks ago. I do like him as an actor. But yeah, I think most anticipated would have to be Civil War. Other ones, X-Men Apocalypse. I think the X-Men films get better every time, you know, a new one comes out. They each all get better. London Has Fallen. I don't know if many people actually know that's coming out. I've watched the trailer a couple times now and it just looks awesome. Of course, it's set in London. It looks great. It really does look great. I'm a big fan of Olympus Has Fallen. It's got the same cast, you know, Gerard Butler, Aaron Eckhart, you got Morgan Freeman as well. Of course, the Dad's Army movie, I talked about that earlier. Dead excited for that one. So yeah, those are my most excited ones that I'm looking forward to. Favorite, number 3 is favorite release in your collection. Yeah, I'll show you them, why not. I have these 2 editions here. I've shown these quite recently. The plain archive edition of Zero Dark 30 with the lenticular quarter slip. And then, I know this is in a comic bag, not a Blu-ray thing. I'm trying to get hold of them for the actual big sized ones, but it's the paper slip as well. So I do 3 editions of Zero Dark 30. I have the standard UK one, and then I have these 2. Other ones that I really love having, Saving Private Ryan, the Play.com Steelbook, love having that. The Predator Steelbook from Play.com, I think that's like my favourite Steelbook. The Winter Soldier from Germany. I have just ordered a Kimchi Blu-ray Steelbook from eBay. I'm not going to tell you what it is, I'll do a mystery unboxing, but that's probably one of my favourites as well now. So yeah, I'm trying to think now. Yeah, I think those are the main ones. Yeah, I mean, I have some pretty big sets as well, like the Hogwarts collection and stuff like that, but I think, you know, those are some of my favourite ones. Your favourite movie that's been released in 2015? I'm very forgiving when it comes to films, so when I say, you know, certain films, people are like in disbelief. Ted 2, really enjoyed that, really did. I was laughing more at that one than I was the first one. I loved Ant-Man. I thought that was so much better than I thought it was going to be. I bought it on a limb thinking it should be, you know, decent since it's Marvel. I was so impressed by that film. Terminator Genesis. People hate that fucking movie. I loved it. I loved it. I thought it was really good. Emilia Clarke's first feature film, I think, as well. Yeah, I loved that one as well. Of course, Star Wars as well. I think Star Wars was probably my favourite. I've seen that twice now. I actually went to see it in the midnight launch when it came out, and then I went like 2 days after Boxing Day as well to go and see it again. So yeah, those are some of my favourites. I've probably missed some out that I forgot, but those are the ones that come to my head. Do you have any hobbies besides watching movies and collecting? Yeah, I play games quite a bit, you know, on Xbox and stuff like that. I play football on a Thursday night, which is really cool. So yeah, there you go. Can't wait for the answers. Hope you had a great Christmas. Take care. Yeah, I did. Hope you did too. So that was from the Blu-ray Kid. And then the last one here is from, yeah, I don't know how to say this, Lo Kaduhau. Sorry, I butchered your name, but yeah. Do you have or know or have watched any movies from Poland? I'm going to be brutally honest, I don't think I have. If you leave some movies that are quite famous from Poland, maybe. Off the top of my head, I really don't know. I mean, there could be films that have been filmed in Poland I just didn't know was filmed in Poland. But yeah, I'm not too sure if I have or not. So I'll go with no, but you know, I may have or may not. I certainly haven't seen any in Polish language, I can tell you that. So yeah. So yeah guys, that was my first ever Q&A. I hope you really enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. I enjoyed getting all the questions in. Yeah, so this is just the start of the videos for the new year. I'm going to be making some more. I'm going to do my top 20 films. I'm deciding to do either my top 10 or top 20. I'm probably going to do my top 20 though. I just think it'll be easier and nicer to do that one. You know, a nice long video. I'm going to do my Blu-ray collection. I have filmed it, I just need to edit it. This is why my Q&A's been postponed a little bit, the answer video, because my editing software which I use, which is Cyberlink PowerDirector 11 I think, is kind of like crashed on my computer. I don't know, every time I open it, it just crashes like as soon as it loads the interface, so I'm not sure what's wrong with that. So I might have to re-download that, I'm not sure. I might try another program, I'm not too sure. So that was kind of like an excuse of why this is a bit late. But yeah, I'm going to do my Blu-ray collection as well. You can kind of see it back here. But yeah, so yeah, plenty of videos to come. I will have a Blu-ray update as well coming out pretty soon, I think. I think once the chemistry comes, I'll do it. So yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this, guys, and I'll see you guys later. Stay awesome. Peace.